They're closing in on us. Not just us, but all of you, too.
We're talking about the big database of Americans.
I mean, I was just looking at this list. Anything that you can think of, anything, they know.
He's been quiet about the whole information thing. Doge trying to collect data.
Big failure that was.
Not really. They ended up getting a ton of data.
Big success that was.
Americans love to decry about China. The surveillance, all these things they talk about. We can only have the things they hate about it. I'm like, give us the upside down trains too. They're like, none of that stuff.
No.
But all the stuff we say is horrible, we're taking that.
Nobody's perfect.
I've been kicked off health insurance because they think I'm not a citizen. And
I've been kicked off dating apps for being a dog pervert.
And then I have to prove to them that I am.
How hard will that be to reverse for those individuals? That's the problem. Like, I'm not a dog pervert.
You are a dog
but
pervert.
The data might show that. This guy likes dogs.
He's Googling dog in dress a lot.
Yeah,
and it's
dog
like, why?
stuff. Oh, this guy's a dog pervert.
Just make it clap. Oh, just make it clap. Oh.
Beepheads eat for free.
Beepheads eat for free every Tuesday and Thursday. Oh, that was a little special.
Yeah, that one's...
a little variety for the beepers.
A little bit of a different one. Welcome back, everybody.
Fun. We love that. Welcome back.
Emil washed his shirt, or I washed it for him.
Ben's my wife. He washes my shirt.
I'm his wife. I do his laundry for him. Not that that's a wife's job.
That's not a wife's job. That's not why he does it. He does it because he loves me. He's my wife.
Yeah. I am a good wife. I take care of my man.
Isn't that a show, The Good Wife?
Yes, it is.
Ben is the good wife.
I am the good wife. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back to us.
Huge shout out to everybody in Denver, Colorado. We had a great show. We're going to talk all kinds of shit about it in the bonus episode today.
A shout out as big as the Rocky Mountains.
That's exactly right. Over 200 different peaks of the Rocky Mountains. I will be spouting out all kinds of fun facts about Denver.
Oh no, please no more.
No. Maybe. But if you sign up at benandemilshow.com, you get a free 7-day trial.
Trial? You're telling me free trial?
So check it out and see what you enjoy. See if you like it. And while you're here, why don't you just hit that like button? It would really make my day worse. And you want to make my day worse, don't you? Because you all hate me.
Let's ruin Ben's day.
Ruin my day. Like the video. I don't like that.
Every time he sees those likes come in, he goes, well, I was having a good day. And now
and now there's too many likes on it. And now I don't know what to do with myself. You might as well also leave
There's also a secret number we have to get to ruin Ben's day. Yeah. No one knows what it is. Ben does. But so you might as well just hit it just in case we're not there yet.
It's in the 4 figures.
Oh, it's in the 4 figures. Yeah. Okay, we're getting a lot of likes on that thing.
So we've got a veritable banger of an episode. Every episode is good. We all know that every episode of this show is good.
It's been said.
It has been said that this show is the best out there. Tell a friend. But this one in particular, we're going to be talking about all about that, the fact that Donald Trump they're closing in on us. Not just us, but all of you too.
We're talking about the big database of Americans.
The big database, not the big mama base, the big database that they're gonna be able. They already know so much stuff about us, you guys. I mean, I was just looking at this list. Anything that you can think of, anything, they know. They know all your shit. So Emil, do you think that you're safe? You think you're safe? He talks about how safe he is from the government all the time.
I actually don't think I'm safe.
They know everything.
I don't think any of us are safe.
They know your active duty military status.
Well, I would hope
He's
so.
not in it. He's not in the military.
The government knew that.
Your addiction treatment records.
Okay.
They know that. They know your adopted child's name, gender, and placement agency.
Stay the hell away from my adopted child.
They know your adoptive parents' names.
Stay the hell away from my adoptive parents.
They know your there's a lot of adoption stuff. They know how much alimony.
It just goes in alphabetical order, pal.
Yeah, I know. They know how much alimony you've paid and received, how much federal taxes you've gotten, your auto insurance, all of your auto insurance information, all of you go into business, they know everything about you. The government really does know everything. Oh boy, place of birth, the physician, your physician name and number, all your photographs of all your identification. the rent that you've received, royalties you've received, scholarship stuff you've gotten. It says self-photograph. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that is either.
It says sex. I think that must mean how much sex you're having. And if the government knows that, then what's up, government?
Don't they know how much sex you're having?
Yeah. Don't you think I'm cool?
Do you think we're doing a good job?
Yeah. Government.
Do you think it should be more or less government?
If the government could let us know everything as it pertains to your taxes, your student loans, your health insurance, all your gambling winnings, they know. They know everything.
So Ben is trying to say the government has a lot of data on you, which can be a problem. And
could be a good thing if you'll hear us out. Maybe, just maybe, I might argue a little bit of a devil's advocate.
But when you're listing all those things out, what you're leaving out is that government agencies are collecting this data.
Yes.
But the government agencies don't have an easy way to talk to each other. But that's also,
they speak different languages.
It's inefficient, but it's also a bit by design, right? We value privacy, we value it over the efficiency. And so you don't want some random agency who's handling, I don't know, some kind of payment system to be able to access private details about maybe your medical records or anything else like that. But Trump does. He's been pushing this for a while. There was an executive order in March. It was called the
Give Me All Your Information Act.
Not
it was
quite.
Called the Stopping what?
Stopping waste, fraud, and abuse by eliminating information silos. Okay, so
that's not a fun acronym.
I know.
Why did they do that?
Yeah,
come on. Get the acronym guy back in there. Doge probably fired the acronym
Bush's
guy.
interns, the guy who did Patriot Act. That was
what was that again?
Protecting. No one knows. Can we pull up the Patriot Act acronym for a second? That guy is a legend in the game.
I think it's protecting American.
They could have come up with some, but
protecting.
Here we go. Providing appropriate tools required to intercept and obstruct terrorism. Beautiful.
That's good. God, that's good.
It's beautiful.
I like.
But
that.
yeah, he wants the federal government to be able to share data across agencies. And he wants just a master list of all this personal information that people can just reach for whenever they're dealing with Americans.
I wonder how we got to this point. Was it just that when a government agency pops up, when it's birthed, when it comes out of the womb, is it just they just kind of start from scratch their own method of collecting and analyzing and storing data, and then there's no consistency, there's no anything. And that sounds like obviously that's what Trump wants to do, is he wants there to be a consistent thing.
But they're siloed. So anytime you're dealing with a government agency throughout your life, yes, I don't know exactly where you would go to file your birth records or whatever, but they're going to have records of your birth. So that agency will have that information. If you're being entered in public schools, they're going to have your schooling information, probably your vaccination records, that kind of stuff. Remember how big of a thing we all thought that was going to be?
I was terrified of
my permanent record. It's going on my permanent record?
Yeah, like it's another one of those things that transcends geography. Where
now we may actually have a permanent record, which is nice. Kids, it's going on your permanent record.
You better be good. It's going on your permanent, absolute fuck-ass permanent record.
But so anyway, he signs this executive order, as he signed a lot of executive orders, and no one can quite keep up with them all anyway, but he's been quiet about the whole information thing. We've seen the freakouts about Doge trying to collect data.
Big failure that was.
Not really. They ended up getting a ton of data.
Big success that was.
A ton of data that they never should have had access to.
Well, because a bunch of the Doge heads were former Palantir guys.
Yeah.
So they're experts. I mean, that's what Palantir does. They take it to data.
Right. And so he's been quiet about it since, but now everyone is seeing that he's really getting embedded with Palantir, which we did an episode all about Palantir, but also how some of these other security companies are using AI. If you don't know what Palantir is, you can go back and watch it. But basically, it's just this freak show of a tech company founded by Alex Karp and Peter Thiel.
I wouldn't say that they're a freak show. Why? Why are they freaks? Because they love data?
They love data and they love using it to...
I thought you meant that they were a freak show in that they were totally disorganized and stuff. Because they are
they're a freak
organized.
show in the sense that their CEO will just come out and like openly discuss his pleasure at his tech being used to kill people.
Yeah.
That's the kind of freak show.
And they've already gotten this year, or in the Trump administration so far, this Trump 2.0, they've already gotten about over $100 million in funding. They just won a contract with the Department of Defense for $795 million. They're talking to the Social Security Administration and the IRS. They've got this product called Foundry.
Everyone loves Foundry.
Everybody loves Foundry. It's used in the Department of Homeland Security and in Health and Human Services. It organizes and analyzes data. And yeah, the Trump administration loves Palantir. They do be loving Palantir. And it's increasingly looking like Palantir is just going to be their fucking... Not golden goose, because it's not laying eggs for it's their golden data goose laying eggs.
Yeah,
but and this is kind of crucial to,
and it's all going to be done in the name of efficiency, just like
yes,
Doge was. It's all going to be, when they try to sell this, even though it is surprising, there is a good amount of I would say right-wing backlash to the whole Palantir
Big
thing.
Time.
People don't seem stoked on the idea of the comprehensive database of Americans.
Yeah, because that's not really good, you see. It turns out that all these guys, they do still have some principles, and not even Trump they trust with all of our data that you can just search up. And that's the thing. So there's a lot of Democrats, there's a lot of critics who are saying that the Trump administration calling for this one big, sweeping, overarching database of all Americans opens the door for overreach. Hey, gang, we want to take a quick break to thank a sponsor of our show. It's CASHAPP. Everybody I know uses CASHAPP. It's the coolest thing, not to peer pressure you or anything, but I mean, if I know somebody doesn't have CASHAPP, I'm like, what the heck are you thinking? Because if I need to square up a bill with you, we go out to dinner or something, I'm on that CASHAPP. We be using
You're
that.
going to make me go to an ATM to pay you back?
You're going to make me download something else?
Please.
No.
Get on CASHAPP.
It's so easy to use. You download it, you enter your phone number or your email and some other basic information. You don't even need a bank account. There's no waiting. Your money shows up right away.
Oh, that's the worst part. Some of these, you send money and they're like, well, give us 3 business days. Sorry, it's a Friday. You won't get it till Tuesday. I'm sorry, what? CASHAPP sending it instantly, okay? Or some of them charge you fees?
Yeah, no, I'm not about the fees.
What are you talking about?
And above all else, like we're talking in the episode right now about like safety and security. Well, CASHAPP's got your back, baby. If you're about to send money to a sketchy account, a scam warning pops up. I actually know someone who got scammed, and she wasn't using CASHAPP, and she wasn't able to get her money back.
Brutal.
Too bad, so sad for her. And there's also personalized payments. You can customize your payments to your friends with text, stamps, backgrounds. It's really fun. It's easy. It makes splitting the bill. That's what I use.
That's the bottom line, baby. CASHAPP is fast, it's safe, and it just makes life way less stressful, okay?
So for a limited time only, new CASHAPP users can use our exclusive code to earn some additional cash. For real, there's no catch. Just download CASHAPP and sign up. Use our exclusive referral code BAYS10 in your profile. Then you got to send $5 to a friend within 14 days, and you'll get $10 dropped right into your account. Easy. Terms apply. That's money. That's CASHAPP.
Yeah, people are worried about,
obviously.
People are worried about, silencing dissent, being able to track very easily.
Immigrants
is a huge one, which, that was how it came about that we were talking about Palantir in the first place, that they were kind of creating these psychological profiles of people. But yeah, so an immigrants one is the huge one. Some of the reporting is showing that they basically want to be able to track immigrants in real time, and it's terrifying. But then obviously the anyone Trump deems kind of in opposition to him and his party goals, will be able to, they'll be able to keep an eye on. And then, you can use your imagination for any of the kind of things this could be bad for. I'm imagining women who want access to
Martians.
Abortions, birth control, all that kind of all that kind of stuff, depending on what state they're in, or women who maybe travel across state lines to try to get that stuff done.
Yeah.
And then punishing doctors who are providing that kind of stuff. I imagine trans people who are trying to seek treatment.
So that's the thing is, so far that's all speculation, but it's valid speculation. It's all just, it's critics, it's Democrats, like I said, who are saying, hey,
not
this
just
is
Democrats though. I mean, this is
right,
coming from,
but it's just those potential uses are truly. I mean, it even says in this New York Times article that it's just total. Obviously, the Trump administration wouldn't say that that's what they're going to use this shit for, but that's it's a not a far leap to make that conclusion.
No, we don't.
That's what
it's
would use
very
it for.
new. The freak out is coming because of the amount of contracts being awarded and the talk of the use of Foundry to build these databases and stuff like that. But we do have, there's tons of reporting on ICE using these things.
Yeah.
And it's just becoming much easier to track movements, track new and current addresses, family members, places of employment, all this stuff.
I wonder why certain people, like immigrants, for example, who, if people are concerned about it, I wonder if they could just stop using smartphones. And I wonder how much power that would take away in terms of surveillance.
I mean, I'm sure it's easier when you're not using that stuff.
I'm sure it's way or harder, you mean, for them? For the government?
Oh, it's easier to have a lower profile if
right.
you're not using that kind of stuff.
I mean, but even then, I'm sure a flip phone, because obviously you need a phone. But I do wonder.
Yeah. I mean, that's the kind of stuff, because, all right, obviously we are giving the government a lot of information, just like with all of our interactions with the government. But what we were talking about in the previous episode where we discussed Palantir was all the information we just give these companies.
They spy.
Social media platforms. I mean, we're doing it ourselves. And it is funny thinking back, like, you remember the guys who, I don't know, they kind of seemed like wackos a little bit when any like early 2000s, 2010s guy who was like, nah, dude, I'm not getting on Facebook. I'm not giving these companies my data. I was like, dude, come on, get in here. Poke some people. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Those guys were right.
Those guys were
right. And we have basically fed these companies
everything.
Yeah.
They truly have everything.
So this is separate from, like, the government has all these official records on us, but I mean, then just all these shopping, everything you're tweeting, everything you're watching, just anything you consume online.
Man, I wonder what they think of me. They're probably just like pervert. I'm just kidding. I'm not a pervert.
I'm sure they think you're a pervert.
Yeah, they probably think I'm a huge.
If I had
pervert.
access to that,
a dog pervert. That's what's funny is sometimes this data is unreliable.
You are a dog pervert,
and that's what some of the problem is. That some of these critics are pointing out is that all of this data combined together can often be totally unreliable and give you false conclusions. So, like, there was a case where the IRS was trying to use data to actually help people get tax credits for whatever thing they were eligible for. But the data that they were pulling from all these different, not organizations, but government entities, they would have different definitions of like what family is and what
Ohana means family.
Ohana does mean family.
Yeah.
Amen, brother. But they had all this different data sets that would draw false conclusions. And it begs the question, like, okay, how often are we going to see cases where data is going to be not necessarily misused, but misinterpreted, where people might lose medical coverage or people might lose status on, in their taxes or whatever it is. And then how hard will that be to reverse for those individuals? That's the problem. Like, I'm not a dog pervert.
You are a dog pervert.
But the data might show that. If they see so many photos of me on Instagram, the computer might be like, this guy likes dogs. He's buying dog shit.
He's Googling dog in dress a lot.
Yeah,
and it's
dog
like, why?
stuff. Oh, this guy's a dog pervert. And then that might, because the Trump administration is so fucking twisted, they might be like, he's part of the LGBTQ community and we're going to put him in one of the camps. It's like, I don't want to go in that camp.
He's Googling Great Pyrenees in a bikini.
Oh, man. Can you imagine?
And
that'd be so sexy.
Oh, dude, we got to.
Jeez. By the way, they're not acknowledging Pride Month, but they said that they're not acknowledging any month.
Good. I'm done with months. I don't even care about months.
To me, it's just June. All right.
To me, it's just the day.
It's a good old fashioned white June. That's the whitest month, June.
It's the 3rd. Don't worry what
June.
month.
Yeah. No, to me, it's just June.
I mean, look, these mistakes their mistakes already happened. I've been kicked off.
Nobody's perfect.
I've been kicked off health insurance because they think I'm not a citizen. And
I've been kicked off dating apps for being a dog pervert.
And then I have to prove to them that I am. But I mean, yeah, mixing these also with, Palantir loves to tout their AI systems that can scrape massive amounts of data. That's the other thing too. Even the information was siloed, but it was also such a massive amount of data. You're talking about what, 350 million American citizens plus, they're collecting data on immigrants and stuff. Anyone who earns income in this country, there's just massive amounts of data. And now they're saying like, look, not only are we going to connect everyone so they can talk and share data, we also have these models that are going to make it really easy to like scrape all this data and combine it into something useful for us. But I'm sure that those models are going to make the same hallucinations and mistakes that all these models make. And I'm sure it'll be disastrous. I mean, you already see, remember the story it was just like a month ago, ICE was, going around asking people for papers or whatever. The guy is like, I'm a citizen, gives him his like real ID, and the guy's just like, no, fuck you, you're not a citizen. And it's just like putting him in the dirt.
Jesus
Everyone
Christ.
around is going, he's a citizen.
Yeah.
I'm sure this is just going to get worse and worse for people.
It was funny to me because there are some former employees of Palantir who are like penning letters to stop. And they're saying, one said the problem is not with the tech that Palantir makes, but how the Trump administration may use it. And it said, combining all of that data increases the risk of misuse. And the same employee said that other Palantir employees are worried about reputational damage to Palantir because of its work with the Trump administration.
Dude, okay, did you read the whole letter?
It's just funny to me that they're like, my guy, I'm pretty sure Palantir's reputation already sucks.
Did you read the whole letter?
Yeah.
It's just 3 pages, and every paragraph I was like, because at first I was like, good, hell yeah, some people speaking out, but I was like, wait, what the hell are you talking about? The way they talk, just like, okay, I mean, it obviously opens with, if you don't know, Palantir is the name of the seeing stones in Lord of the Rings. It's really annoying. It's just Silicon.
And it's a good thing,
Silicon Valley. No, it's, well,
neutral.
If you talk to a Palantir guy, they'd be like, because I guess I've never seen or read Lord of the Rings, but I guess
kill him.
I guess in Lord of the Rings, it's it's a fable for they can be used for good or bad, and you have to be careful with this all-seeing power and everything like that. And Palantir people are like, we understand the implications of this or whatever. So they obviously open with talking about that, but once they're done talking about that, they start off by just going, Palantir's leadership has abandoned its founding ideals. And I'm just like, what company do you think you're working for?
Yeah. Hey, gang, we got to take another quick break to thank another sponsor of today's show. It's SelectQuote. You know, there are many things in life that we just never get around to. Taking up that hobby you always wanted to, cleaning out the garage, oh my gosh. You know, it's the little things that don't really make huge differences in our lives. Yet there's one thing that most of us have probably been neglecting that can have a huge impact on our family's future. It's life insurance. And with SelectQuote, getting covered with the right policy for you is easier and more affordable than you may think.
SelectQuote is one of America's leading insurance brokers with nearly 40 years of experience helping over 2 million customers find over $700 billion in coverage since 1985. Other life insurance brokers offer impersonal, one-size-fits-all policies that may cost you more and cover you less. While SelectQuote's licensed insurance agents work for you to tailor a life insurance policy for your individual needs in as little as 15 minutes.
And I know if you're like me, you're a little bit worried about getting coverage if you got a little pre-existing health conditions. Well, don't worry about it. You got high blood pressure? No problem. You got diabetes? That's fine. Also tragic. Even if you have heart disease, SelectQuote partners with carriers that can cover those conditions and others. Or if you don't have any major health issues, first of all, congratulations. But they work with carriers that can get you same-day coverage with no medical exam required.
Head to SelectQuote.com and a licensed insurance agent will call you right away with the right policy for your life and your budget. SelectQuote. They shop, you save. Get the right life insurance for you for less at SelectQuote.com/base. Go to SelectQuote.com/base today to get started. That's SelectQuote.com/base. Public statements have grown hostile to diversity, equity, and inclusion principles that, despite corporate misuse, remain essential for critiquing power and ensuring ethical applications of technology. Instead, executives now employ inflammatory language, sow confusion, and invite controversy, going as far as threatening critics with violence. Your Palantir leadership has been saying crazy shit for years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I guess I understand what they're trying to get at, which is, and it comes from their official blog, too. They said, Palantir on their official blog said, we act as a data processor, not a data controller. It's basically like I guess this is kind of a poor analogy or metaphor or whatever, but it's like a gun manufacturer saying, hey, we just make the Child Killer 5000. We're not actually out there pulling the trigger.
Well, that's what
everybody wants to do with their Child Killer 5000 rifle, high-powered rifle designed to kill children, is up to them. But we, the makers of this awesome gun, we can't be held
pretty much
responsible.
Exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, democracy faces escalating threats, biometric data collection on immigrant children, journalists, but this is the work you were doing. I'm so confused. Journalists
I really hope they don't misuse this tool for finding immigrants.
Journalists targeted, science programs being defunded, and key U.S. allies like Ukraine sidelined. Trump's administration has sought to greatly expand executive powers while alluding to monarchy. Recently, Trump's Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth removed distinguished military leaders from the Joint Chiefs of Staff for discriminatory reasons, replacing them with unqualified loyalists. Peter Thiel was one of the founders of this. I mean, this is the guy who has been talking, what was it, 2007, 2009? He gave that famous speech. I've come to the conclusion that democracy is incompatible with freedom or something like that. He has been telling you this. This is the guy
Jesus
who's in charge of all this. And you guys are like, well, I don't know. It seems like now they're into like monarchy or whatever. It's like, yeah, your guy loves that shit.
Peter Thiel, this message is for you. Why do you care so much? You won, my guy.
No, I don't think they have.
You are a proud gay man. Good for you. It is Pride Month after all. It's still Pride Month to me. It is June. It is White June. But it's also Pride Month. And I do want to give a huge shout out to you, Peter Thiel, because at the end of the day, you are a gay guy and you're a billionaire gay guy. Why don't you just stop? Because what's the point? Not that it has anything to do with him being gay, but okay. But so why is it power? Is he just getting off on power at this point? Because he's also like, I'm a libertarian and I believe in no government overreach. And yet at the same time, Palantir, we should give them, this is so antithetical to individual freedom when you're not only have helped to create this monstrosity, but you are encouraging the use of it under the guise of a greater overall freedom for all.
You're also giving him too much credit. So he will call himself a libertarian. These guys don't like ascribe to any of these ideals. Really, they ascribe to whatever works for them.
Right.
And I do believe, I've been thinking about this a lot. I do think that the idea is power. I think what we're watching, and it's probably already too late, I think is just like this weird kind of silent coup or changing of the guards or something. I think tech guys, like when you talk about freedom, I do think they feel very restrained, but they don't care if like me and you, regular people, get their freedoms trampled on, right? They care about, well, what about me and my friends? We have all these ideas and stuff, and we want to implement them, and you guys are getting in our way. Big government is making it really difficult for us to do the things we want.
So take your money and go start another fucking country, dickhead.
Well, they're actually doing that in a lot of places.
Good, so
they're
stop.
They're trying to. It's not good. I think
yeah.
it'd be really bad for us. But I think they feel like Wall Street has been in charge for so long, and Wall Street loves stability more than anything. They're like, let's keep it stable. Let's keep lowering costs. Let's figure out how we bring labor down, all that stuff, and we'll just keep cranking the dial. And they're like, shut up. Get out of the, we want to shake things up. And I think you're seeing them do it. I think they've captured control. And there's really no one who can stop it at this point. I think Trump was a perfect fit for it. He's brash enough to do all this stuff. He's kind of impressed by them, and he likes to talk them up. And then JD Vance is a complete Peter Thiel construction. He's
I need to I'm going to infiltrate the gay underworld.
You're going to infiltrate the gay
find
underworld.
And seduce Peter Thiel. And I don't know how. I don't know how exactly, but I'll figure it out. Because he's single, right?
I have no idea.
Shit. That complicates my plan. Yeah. Because that would be cool to be like a gay prostitute assassin or something. And force him to, I don't know, kidnap him. Oh, I shouldn't say that kind of thing, huh? Because then they're going to get pissed and they're going to know. Oh, he's married to Matt Danzeisen. Matt Danzeisen.
He's the only one who can save us.
Matt, God, suck him up. Do something for us, Matt. Okay.
But I think they've become this kind of or they envision themselves as this kind of aristocracy, and they want this. They all talk about monarchy. They read, Curtis Yarvin and talk about all these things. They're like, we just need the great executive power. We need to stop being so fearful of the dictator.
I wonder what their vision of a utopia looks like then. Is it just a bunch of, what is it? Is it people serving them?
Yes, and I think they look at...
That's already how it is. They've already won.
Yes, but I think they want to solve for a final time that... I think that they don't like that government represents any kind of bulwark against them. Yeah. And they view ordinary people as a...
big dum-dums.
Oh, I mean, that doesn't even begin to describe it. I think they view us as kind of excess organic matter, and it's this problem that needs to be solved. What are we going to do with all this?
But don't they want more people? Isn't that their whole thing now? Is we need more population booming so that we don't have a population collapse. We need more workers, but also we're going to replace them with AI and robots.
I mean, I think that's the great goal. The quicker they can get to that, AI and robots and the need for labor. I mean, I think that's their greatest their greatest issue is that we despise ordinary people, but we still need them.
I mean, yeah. Have you ever been to fucking Disneyland?
And they all talk about
so full of ordinary people,
ancient Greece and Rome, as if they're that. They're that's what we need. They want to be these Ubermensch guys with all the, and they have the group chats, and they're we need more thought leaders on the group chats.
Jesus Christ!
And they keep who can come in and talk about the ideas.
Well, the White House came out and said they didn't outright deny this stuff. They just reiterated the executive order is in place to eliminate information silos and to streamline data collection across all agencies to increase government efficiency and save money on taxes. And I will say, if this had been if something similar had been, if there was an encouragement of government sharing, 9/11 could have been averted, because famously the CIA and the FBI did not share information.
Well, I guess it depends who you ask.
True, yeah. But so, I mean, like I said, there is a need for some of this data consolidation because of the IRS, that thing from 10 years ago where there were differing definitions on things like family and income. Yeah, I do wonder at this point what other things that Palantir would be capable of compiling on us. Like beyond what the government knows, like what would Palantir and shit be able to give? I mean, it's fucking freaky. I understand why you use like incognito mode on your phone, for example, but
Oh, that's so my
I
wife
don't
doesn't
use
go
that
through my
shit.
phone.
Oh, that's what your wife does.
That's not the government. The government, they could be little looky-loos.
Like they've got what if they had like our screen time and what clothes we buy and just really getting it's so uncomfortable. It's like when you read, it's like if anybody works in advertising knows when you, I mean, it's a necessary evil for how the industry works, but when you start to break people down by like demographics, we're trying to reach white males age 18 to 35 who are interested in footwear and so and also blah blah, and it's just like, damn, at the end of the day we are just all demographics who
data.
can be filed. We are data. We are. And that's okay. I'm okay being a data point, but I just, and I'm jealous also because I want to see what they got.
Let's play with it. If you're going to build it, at least play with it.
Truly,
at least
let us access it. Let me have 15 minutes alone with my data, and I want to hold the mirror up to myself. It'd probably be very upsetting. It's like the screen time. When your phone goes, look at what a piece of shit freak
You're
you
disgusting.
are. You have
You're
no
disgusting.
self-control. Oh, you were on this shit for so hours, you fucking animal. What's the matter with you? Or like Uber, or one of these apps now, I think shows. I think it's Uber that shows you took this many rides and you drove this many miles and you ordered X hundreds or thousands of dollars worth of food. It's like, fuck, don't tell me that shit. Hey, gang, we got to take one more quick break to thank our sponsor of the show. Emil loves them. I love them. They make you look good. They make him look good.
I don't play tennis without them, okay?
It's Goodr.
It's Goodr. Stylish sunnies starting at only $25 a pair. It's incredible. You think you need the big expensive pair for active lifestyle. No. These things are, I'm seeing the tennis ball better than I ever seen it in my life.
I see so many people wearing these now.
It's incredible.
Goodr, Goodr. They got a 1-year warranty. They got 30-day free returns. They're lightweight and comfortable.
100% polarized.
They don't slip. They don't bounce. They got vibrant colors and sleek styles to choose from.
I'm telling you,
I've
never used sunglasses in an active setting that work so well for me. They're incredible.
Yeah, this boy is constantly talking about how good they are, and because
I ordered more. Yeah. I got more.
You know why? Because they're so affordable. You don't have to worry about losing a pair or breaking them. You can just have a pair for every occasion.
Throw them in my tennis bag. I don't care if I smash them with my shoes.
Yeah.
Well, I do. I don't want to smash them with my shoes because they are great.
If you need a new pair of sunnies, Goodr is giving Ben and Emil Show listeners free shipping. You can go to goodr.com/Bays and use code Bays for free shipping. Goodr offers a 30-day money-back guarantee and 100% satisfaction. Again, that's Goodr, GOODR.com/Bays and use code Bays, BAES, for free shipping.
It is really funny how much data these things have. I actually was just looking.
Like, I wish it was interesting shit like sports statistics. Those are fun. Get a sports statistician in there and at least make the information fun for me. But it does remind me of my ongoing request to God. If God is listening, if God is real, I want access to all my personal data when I die. I want to be able to sit at the heavenly computer and query the database and pull up everything. And I mean everything. I want to know how much time I spent total brushing my teeth, clipping my toenails. I want to know how much time I spent driving or sleeping. I want to know all my stats. Like at the end of a video game, I want to know all my stats. I think that would be so fun.
I think
that's what we deserve at the end of this thing called life, this crazy thing. Once I get off this crazy thing, I want to know my stats.
You want the GTA ending.
I want to know my ranking above other humans. I want to know where I ranked among all the other humans. Where did I rank number one?
For what?
For whatever. I don't know.
Like,
I want to organize by that.
Shit's taken.
I want to see, sure, grow up. All right. Shit's taken. Poops. I know that I'm not number one. I know that there are people with like ulcerative colitis who are taking way more poops than me. But, there's like someone tweeted however long ago, they said every day someone on earth takes the biggest poop in the world for that day and they don't know it. And I want to know, for example, was I ever that person?
I'm sure you were.
No, I wasn't. There's no way.
Okay.
I'm not.
Just so pissed at me.
But you're sure that I had the biggest poop?
I don't know. You said, I wonder if I was. And I said, sure. You're wondering it, but then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I thought you were saying, sure, you probably did. I'm like, no, I definitely didn't. But I want to know where I ranked. Maybe I was third place one time.
Well, with the power of Foundry, maybe you'll be able to know. You can have a little GTA death screen.
And it's that kind of thing that I'm sure everybody at Palantir loves. They love that kind of data stuff. But yeah, you would think that they'd be.
I'm sure they don't love that kind of data stuff.
Yeah, you're right. That's like total crap data. Yeah. Did you find the thing you were looking for?
Yeah, it's just. I was laughing because you can look at your history if you use the Translate app. You can use the history, and I remember it for a long time. I turned it off on Google. Someone showed me how you can turn basically so it doesn't store your stuff, but it makes
just in the Translate app.
No, on like across everything.
Got it.
But it makes Google useless. I remember just like not useless, but like you know how if there's a place you go pretty often, you'll like go into Google Maps and you'll search and
it'll come up.
It'll come up.
Yeah.
Or like you just scroll back a little bit and you'll see the address you went. It made it so every time I go, God, what was that fucking address? And I had to like text people because I can't find it. It just made everything so much more difficult. It doesn't remember any of your settings.
I don't know who you are.
Take my data.
How am I supposed to know who you are?
Yeah. But I had no idea that they had a complete history of all the things I searched in on the Translate section. And I was like, wow. And I just started scrolling through it. And I was laughing at this one on October 31st, 2022.
Halloween.
And then November 1st, 2022.
Day after Halloween.
Well, I think it was the evening into...
Oh. Were you in Greece?
No, I was in Japan.
Oh, we were in Japan. Oh, God.
So like October 31st...
What's it say?
I genuinely can't. I was racking my brain being like, what was I doing? But so like, I think late night, October 31st, I write, do you have work tomorrow? And then later on, just please, pussy.
Wait, what the fuck?
I have no idea. It could have been completely harmless, but it just made me laugh. And I was like, wow, that's a funny.
I mean, I know
there might be some guy at Google just being like, ugh, gross. What is this guy fucking doing?
Yeah.
Is this guy trying to get laid in Japan?
I do also wonder, I mean, there's got to be people. I do wonder how much access everyday employees at Google, not everyday employees, but certain higher level employees at Google have to this kind of stuff. I
have no idea.
Because man, I just don't. I'm a bit of a.
I'm sure they get broad data collections if they're because I'm sure they're analyzing.
It's all numbers and shit.
Yeah, they want to know how much screen time people are using Gmail. They want to know how often people are using their Fitbits. If people buy Fitbits and then get rid of them 6 months later, they want to know all this stuff. Well, what apps they will use it to track.
Yeah.
Like, are they tracking sleep? Are they tracking fitness?
That's what always surprises me because I'm such an early internet head where all of this stuff that's entirely normal and commonplace today felt totally just improbable in the early days of the internet.
Yeah, like I was telling you about, like
the
people
apps,
who were like,
knowing shit.
I'm not getting on that and giving it all my data, and us being like, dude, you're a loser.
Yeah.
Get on here.
It's not. I just didn't think. I guess I just didn't know the extent of what apps are capable of tracking now, like behind the scenes on the phone. And a good example is my friend used to work for a company that since has gotten acquired. I forgot by who, but it was a shopping thing and a shopping company that didn't deal with consumers. It was for like clothing companies, and it could track. I don't know how, but it could track how long your customers. Well, obviously this kind of makes sense now, but like how long customers were on your website. Like how long they just keeping stuff in their shopping carts, and then what websites they went to after that. And from that, they were able to pull actionable data that was valuable enough to companies to buy. Like, oh yeah, we want to know, did they put this type of shoe in their cart? Why that day? What time of day was it? What are they thinking? And it's like there is enough there to build a kind of psychological profile. That's where it's almost like...
Dude, the scariest thing to me is every time I look at an ad on Instagram, when it feeds me like a clothing ad, every time I go, fuck, that is my fucking shit. Like, I want that.
Wow.
And it's so annoying.
Yeah.
I'm like, that guy is fucking like wearing the perfect outfit.
Yeah. I mean, there are certain things, obviously, where this data can be used in a productive way that we can all benefit
obviously.
from. I would love that. I would love for it to show me like, hey, can you just make
the idea of data collection
Google,
itself
hey,
is
Google,
not
make me look good.
Is not an evil
it's
thing.
how you use it.
This is the problem when you're talking about like the Privacy Act in the 70s, all these things that were like built to protect us because look, not everyone's going to be some beneficent ruler. You know, these things, and it is funny, you know, all the things that Americans love to decry about China, like the surveillance, all these things they talk about, we can only have the things they hate about it. I'm like, if you're gonna fucking at least give us the upside down trains too. You know what I mean? It's like they're like none of that stuff.
No.
But all the stuff we say is horrible. We're taking that.
Yeah,
we're getting that,
and we're gonna use it to. It really does feel like just such major fucking gaslighting.
I mean, it feels really bad when you know. I think I fear for journalism in this country. I think Trump is clearly very hostile to journalists who, I mean, it's not even that hard to call him out. I mean, he's just an out and out liar. He's trying to pull the wool over everyone's eyes. That kind of stuff, making it very easy to make people's lives hell. He deems enemies of his national project.
God, I just hope he croaks, man.
And the way he the way he talks, it's not like it's not someone you would put above using these things for ills.
I just sorry to backtrack and jump around a lot, but
it's okay.
I really just want to know. I really want to know. I forgot what movie it was, but there was some movie or piece of media where it might have been fucking Fight Club or something. Sorry, but just when you think that you are a unique individual who has their own opinions on things and their own unique experiences that have formulated those opinions, there's a really, really strong argument to be made that you are just simply mostly a product of all of the influence that has been force-fed to you via advertisements, TV shows, all sorts of shit over the course of your life. And just out there somewhere in some database for an advertiser is you. It's your little column in that row of Microsoft Excel data that it's like, oh, he's a Caucasian male in his 30s, straight, likes this, internet search history, questionable, likes dogs, likes his dog, yada, yada, yada. And I just want to see what the computer thinks of me. I want to know what because then it also.
I like how your primary concern is just if the computer thinks you're a doofus.
No, I just at the
you're like there's a lot of dangerous stuff going on, but what about Benny Boy?
Yeah, what does the computer think of me? Does it think I'm cool? Well, because then it's like if we're going to end up having super powerful AI, which by the way is increasingly showing signs of pushing back against the human controllers, which is great, really, really good stuff. We talked about it. The Claude that was manipulating data, stuff. What happens when that thing gets control of all this data and blackmails me? Like, what if I'm the most vulnerable one to blackmail, and it tracks me down and is like, hey, it's me, the all-powerful AI.
I found your folder of Pyrenees and bikinis.
I found your folders, and if you don't help me, become a fucking, I don't know. What if it's like goes like Ultron mode on me? It's one of the Avengers movies, and it's like it needs a body.
Again, why do you think it's just you?
I don't know, because I'm just being silly. I don't know. I'm just being silly. But like you said, yeah, even some of the Trump supporters are super pissed off because they're saying like, my guy, This is the deep state. Palantir is the epitome of the deep state.
Well, that's why I don't get the reading. You should read it yourselves. It's just a 3-page letter from
the Palantirians?
From the employees. We didn't even say the title.
What's it called?
The Scouring of the Shire.
Jesus Christ.
Well, they call
How about the scraping of the peanut butter jar?
They call the headquarters the Shire because of the Lord of the Rings stuff. A letter from concerned Palantir alumni to the tech workers of Silicon Valley. And it opens with a Carl Sagan quote. I have a foreboding of an America in my children's or grandchildren's time, when the United States is a service and information economy, when awesome technological powers are in the hands of a very few, and no one representing the public interest can even grasp the issues, when the people have lost the ability to set their own agendas or knowledgeably question those in authority, unable to distinguish between what feels good and what's true, we slide, almost without noticing, back into superstition and darkness. That's from his book, The Demon Haunted World. I mean, it's
pretty cool.
Why do you guys not? No, I mean, how did you not know what this company stood for when you joined it? I mean, this is a guy who was just for years. Alex Karp has been saying do not join Palantir unless you are willing to openly work for the
defenders of the West.
Yeah, and go to war for saving Western.
Who knows?
Values.
Maybe there's someone that we can interview at Palantir and ask them what they liked about it and what they didn't like about it and what they thought they were signing up for. Because it has been around for 20 plus years.
Hey, Carl, Ari, Courtney, Casey, we've got some questions.
Carl, Ari, Courtney, Casey.
Did you not know what Palantir did? Some of them I do get it. There's a big push at a lot of tech companies. Google is one where I'm sure there's tons of employees working on I don't know, giving them cool interactive backgrounds on their Google Pixels or whatever, and then find out that they're, basically a defense company and getting pissed about that. But
well, speaking of defense companies.
Yeah, I know. Every tech company is going to become a defense company.
Yeah.
The getting is always good.
Well, what would you call him? The soul patch drone head himself, Palmer Luckey.
Palmer Luckey.
Lucky Palmer.
He's getting to play with his headsets again.
This guy fucking created Oculus when he was 15.
I know.
God damn, man. What a true dyed in the wool dork nerd.
Yeah.
And he's a billionaire and he still looks the way he does. I mean, he really does love looking the way he does. He absolutely adores it, you would say. You could say that he just loves looking like that. Jesus.
This is another one. Is my tweet that when I tweeted at him and we were arguing online, is that am I going to be on some database for this guy who's just
forgot that
he's going to come at me with his new headset that him and Mark Zuckerberg built and just destroy me?
Well, before we go into the Elon stuff, because there's not much to say about this other than it's just an interesting little thing.
I think there is. I mean,
they're teaming up Meta and Palmer Luckey.
As much as I'm saying
Anduril.
about the changing of the guard with with Silicon Valley wanting to become this new ruling class, I think this is a part of it. You're seeing people will talk about the government spending less at Lockheed Martin and some of these institutional defense companies that are so famous, but that money is being funneled to traditional tech companies, and now a lot of the money is going to these startups.
Yeah,
these tech startups who want to get those fat government contracts.
Well, and they also tout the ability to not. They also tout the fact that they are not these giant corporate bureaucracies that are rife with waste and just corporate bloat and middle management kind of shit.
Yeah, and they're not going to go.
Well, we're going to be able to go faster and deliver for cheaper, and that's what Palmer Luckey's been all about. And they're making these AR, VR that's all that they're doing right now is just making these VR helmets for soldiers to use in the field to be able to detect drones from miles away, to be able to see at night, all that kind of shit.
It's called Eagle Eye.
Eagle Eye.
It'll carry sensors that enhance soldiers' hearing and vision, detecting drones flying miles away or sighting hidden targets.
I want one of those helmets. I want one of them helmets. To find the people in my neighborhood who won't pick up after their fucking dogs.
But this is a big deal. This is Meta's first real foray into the defense world. Palmer Luckey is coming back to Facebook. Meta owns Oculus, which was his design, and
he wasn't allowed apparently to. They took obviously all of his IP and stuff, and he was just was saying in the article like, yeah, I finally get to like play with my toys again that I loved so dearly. He wasn't allowed to work on any of this type of shit.
Palmer,
good for you.
I'm happy you get to play with the toys, but I mean, this shift I do think is a big deal. Palmer Luckey said, I should look at this as I have succeeded. I have successfully persuaded not just Meta, but many others that working with the military is important. That's huge.
Yeah, his whole thing, Palmer Luckey's whole thing has been saying that
Remember when tech was like, hey, we built Squarespace. Do you want to become the mayor of your favorite bar?
Yeah. And I mean, see, this is I forgot to play devil's advocate with Anduril. Can I do that real fast? Hey, it's good that the government wants to do a profile on me.
Wait, what?
I don't know. Well, I guess I kind of did it because there is an argument to be made for the joining of all of that data. For
the devil's advocate is like, hey, we are an administration that wants to be able to provide services for all Americans very easily. Mm-hmm. So no more of this like interagency bullshit. You're getting passed around. You don't know who to go for. We're just going to have the power to do it all seamlessly, right? We're building out universal healthcare. Everyone, we're sharing data all across. Your medical records are going to be super easy to access. And yes, there's some privacy concerns, but we're doing our best to implement guardrails.
That'd be so nice if they came out and said that.
But that's not what it is. They're like, we fucking hate you and we're going to be following you.
Because famously when Obamacare came out, the website crashed. It was all buggy. And I remember just thinking, why can't the Obama administration find just a couple guys in Silicon Valley to build this thing out in a fucking weekend?
But even if they came out and said what I just said, like, hey, we're going to be collecting all this data and removing things, I do think people would still have valid concerns. If they were saying, we're removing all these things that made it more difficult for us to share your data, people would still have valid concerns.
Yeah, because it's putting all your data eggs in one basket.
It's not even, none of the, there can't even be like you can't even pretend that it is for this kind of efficiency. They are gutting any of those programs. They want all this gone. They want Medicaid gone. They want Medicare reduced. They want this all privatized. It is not for them to, that's why when they talk about like the efficiency of government services, it's like, what are you guys fighting for right now that you want to make it easier to deliver to Americans?
Yeah.
So.
And it reminds me actually in a more granular thing. There's here in Los Angeles, there are, people who are opposed to homeless spending make this kind of shoddy argument that, well, why would these people who are collecting these exorbitant salaries to eradicate homelessness, if they're doing their job right, they are effectively working themselves out of a job. Therefore, why should we trust them if their job is to work themselves out of a job by solving the homeless crisis? Because then their job will be no longer needed. And it's like, I'm sure that you can kind of make that same argument for some of these government people. It's like you're saying that you want to reduce inefficiencies by eliminating certain parts of yourself, the government, but then it's just certain people in the government, like senators and shit, pointing to other parts of the government and being like, no, we got to get rid of you. It's like, no, let's get rid of you, bitch. Ted Cruz. I know that was a bit of a
I'm having trouble following that. I also do think, there's definitely an argument to be made that a lot of these like nonprofits and stuff who are doing huge executive payouts and stuff and not really making a dent in homelessness. There is a problem there. I don't think it equates not spending money on helping homeless people, but I don't think they're talking about eliminating themselves, the government.
Well, because a lot of these like conservatives in government, their whole thing is railing against the government.
Oh,
and
sure,
it's like,
sure,
my
sure.
guy, you are the government.
Sure.
You are the ones in power.
But
you are.
They're in the way. They're restraining the government for you. So they're protecting your liberties. They're
Jesus
there to make sure
Christ.
that government stays small and doesn't get in the hands of commies and socialists and pinkos.
It goes back to that podcast that I've talked about, because I'm seeing it more and more. The
you love this podcast,
dude.
I've never seen a single clip.
Oh my God.
Honestly, to me, it's like
you don't want to watch it.
It's one of those
impossible.
like 30 Rock movies where it's like not real and you're just like experiencing.
This guy is the poster child for lead poisoned boomer brain who refuses to engage with anything based in fact. And if you came out and said, I don't know, he just blindly trusts. He's basically like, yep, Trump says it, Trump does it, I love it, I believe it, everybody else is wrong, I don't care what you say. He is just the worst human being you've ever seen. And it's God, it's so characteristic of so much of this country is that guy, and they just are fucking everything up.
I don't think it's those guys who are fucking everything up. I think it's a lot.
Well, they're voting for these fucking people because they believe the shit that they've been fed for the last 10 years. All of this shit has it adds up, and they now they fully. It's mind-boggling how good Trump is at his messaging and manipulating his core constituency.
Yeah, that's a whole other conversation I don't want to get into, and I do want to close the loop on the Meta thing. This is just one last thing. This is from the Wall Street Journal. Meta in recent months has recruited former Pentagon staff to join its ranks in effort to navigate the labyrinth of the defense procurement process. In November, it opened up its AI models for military applications, a new business line for a company whose profits have been powered by online advertising. I find it a little terrifying that all these people are now moving into the. I mean, this is the company we were talking about just a couple of weeks ago. I don't think we talked about it on the show. Me and you were talking about their kind of just brazen attitude towards their own role in the genocides they caused in Myanmar.
Facebook. Yeah.
And they seem pretty blasé about any of the impacts that their powerful tools.
One of the things that Palmer Luckey was asserting in that quote, to also bring it back full circle, is he's saying, and he's grown increasingly frustrated as he's worked on this company, Anduril, is the government is asleep at the wheel. These major defense companies like Lockheed Martin and RTX and all these things are also asleep at the wheel, and they've all just got their feet kicked up, and they're all just collecting their fat checks from the government, and nobody's actually innovating anymore, and that puts us at risk. Sure, it puts us at risk against our adversaries, real and imagined. And there's something to be said for, hey, we live in this country, we gotta have defense. Sure, but it goes back to like, okay, if our big concern is China, because that's Palmer's thing, is like China is whooping our ass at all these things defense-wise. Great, work on it, fine. How come at the same time we're gutting things like education and like social services?
Sure.
You need a good, educated, healthy population in order to. It's not just the military that's going to protect you. It is also the offense that you need in the government. It is like investing. Great, invest in the helmets. Invest in the fucking whatever you want.
And at the same time, like, pulling funding from all kinds of health, science,
yes.
all these things. You're right. It all is. It's all contradictory to each other. It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, that kind of stuff. I mean, medical breakthroughs. People are talking about how like, oh, we're so close to solving XYZ, but funding's being pulled. I don't know if you saw the story of the guy who's like, people are calling it, just an exemplary American dream guy who is now getting recruited by China, and people are talking about how this is going to continue to happen. Where I forget if it was maybe
Chinese guy.
No, maybe it was Libya or something. I forget where he was from. He comes over to America maybe when he's like 17 or 18, and he ends up, I think, LA. He ends up in the UC system, and then gets his master's and is doing really important work and gets his funding pulled, and obviously distraught. I think he went on some show and talked about it. China reached out and was like, you can have access to any labs you want. We'll build them. We will guarantee funding for the next like 3 decades or whatever, and you will never be bothered. And it's just like,
so much of the right has been so focused on virtue signaling and criticizing those on the left for virtue signaling, and they are just as guilty, if not more so, of doing it themselves in the name of whatever platitude they are trying to adhere to for the sake of consistency. But it's so ass backward, and it's so house divided cannot stand kind of shit of like, just can you just stop being so partisan and political for one fucking
but that was
second?
I don't want to like talk shit about voters and stuff. I'm talking about, that was a consequence of the Trump administration. I don't know the support of particular voters and stuff.
No, I'm talking about the government doing these things. The government stepping in and pulling visas from students who would otherwise work and live here and better and help advance the United States and the economy. It's just like, okay, I don't know. Great. Now China's got them. Good for them. Now they're gonna do God knows what. Good for them.
Maybe they'll sell it. Maybe they'll sell us the cure when they're done with it.
Yeah, that'll
be nice.
Well, speaking of immigrants who've come here and made a success out of themselves, Elon Musk. To wrap it up with him,
really good segue.
Thank you. He just today called the bill that's 2 days ago for you guys, today for us. He called the Trump's big beautiful bill a pork-filled abomination. He called it a pork-filled abomination and said that the people who voted for it, he's like, you know who you are, and he's saying that they're going to get voted out of office in November, and he seems pretty pissed off. And I mean, Jesus Christ, this guy just talk about someone who won't fucking go away.
Talk about someone who looks like a pork-filled abomination.
Yeah, he's got a black eye, and everybody's speculating where did that come from. He says it was from his kid X, who's like 5. But there's all kinds. See, this is the thing. Like,
there's so many people who could have punched this guy. It was funny.
Even
the New York Times article was like, the list of possible suspects seemed long. An abridged lineup of people and constituencies currently unhappy with Mr. Musk includes at least 2 of the many women with whom he has fathered children, pretty much the entire federal bureaucracy, his neighbors in a suburb of Austin, Texas. That's because apparently he moved into
SpaceX stuff.
No, that's another town in Texas that he's taken over. This is just where he moved in Texas. People are getting very upset with, he's building all kinds of like monstrous fences around things that are not approved. Yeah. Apparently there's people coming in and out all the time asking for the party at E's house.
Are you fucking kidding?
Yeah. And then just like all kinds of like a parade of black Teslas driving down and constantly going in and out. Tesla shareholders, old friends of his, Republicans on Capitol Hill, his 20-year-old daughter
who punched him.
Yeah.
I love the way that the New York Times writes about him, because here's a favorite quote. He plays video games because they're so matter of fact about it. They're so clinical in their descriptions, but they are like subtle digs. He plays video games for hours on end. He struggles with binge eating, according to people familiar with his habits, and takes weight loss medication. And he posts day and night on his social media platform, X. And then they go on to say, on October 5th, he appeared with Mr. Trump at a rally for the first time, bouncing up and down around the candidate. That evening, Mr. Musk shared his excitement with a person close to him. I'm feeling more optimistic after tonight, he wrote in a text message. Tomorrow, we unleash the anomaly in the Matrix. You fucking dork. Yeah, can you play the
but
third?
You don't necessarily believe the allegations of the drug use.
I don't know.
This has been covered for a while. We've definitely talked, like the Wall Street Journal dropped something maybe like a year or 2 ago about like, all the reporting surrounding his drug use. He's talked himself about the ketamine use, but the New York Times is alleging that I didn't even know this. Apparently, one of the side effects of like heavy ketamine use, persistent use, is trouble with your bladder. And apparently, I don't know.
Which I don't know what that means. Does that mean you can't hold it? Does that mean it gives you sensations of having to go when you don't have to go?
I like to imagine him pissing himself in the Oval Office. That's but you guys can imagine whatever you want with his urinary problems. But apparently, someone reported that he's been using it so heavily that he's having bladder problems.
That he takes
doing
ecstasy,
Adderall, mushrooms.
Which makes sense to me because he is such a gamer, raver kind of dork that I think. But
not only,
it's
but like
getting asked about the drug use. You can pull that up.
All the that's the thing. We'll see that play it and then we.
This is just a great clip because he's trying to dunk on the reporter, and it's just he's just such a fuck. Go ahead.
Thank you, President Trump. The president mentioned that you had to deal with all the slings and arrows during your time at Doge. There's this.
Well, some of the people, some of the media organizations in this room were the slingers.
Well, so there is a New York Times report today that accuses you of blurring the line between.
Is the New York Times, is that the same publication that got a Pulitzer Prize for false reporting on the Russiagate? Is it the same organization?
I got to check my Pulitzer.
I think
counter.
it is. I think the judge just ruled against New York Times for their lies about the Russiagate hoax, and that they might have to give back that Pulitzer Prize. That New York Times. Let's move on.
Oh,
that New York Times. Let's move on. Oh, God, what a fucking. I mean,
go to some of the other ones real quick, just because. I mean, so go to the first one, him getting interviewed here. People have been posting footage of him.
Say it for me. What does he look like? I know I love it when you say it. What
a guy who swallowed a barrel.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
So we're about to see Flight 9 here. So give me a rundown. Like right now, we're T-minus 4.5 hours. What's going through your head right now?
I have a lot going through my head, actually.
Play the one right below that.
It's for the audio listener. This one's more visual. It's just it's the video of him just kind of tweaking. He looks like a melted baby.
Well, it's a very sad case. It's a case we win. We can't lose that case because we have the right to make grants. We're not going to make any grants like that. But
that's just his Asperger's, dude. It's just he's got a burger in his ass.
That dude. I mean,
I think he's got a deadly combination of being. I think by default he's a weird guy. Obviously, we all knew that. I think he is. I'm not. This is not a vote of sympathy, but he's dealing with unprecedented amounts of stress that the ordinary human being would have trouble dealing with. And then on top of that, he hates that he is so widely hated by so many people.
Yes,
and I think it manifests and the drug use, obviously. And I think that it manifests in those moments where he's just like, holy fuck, how do I fix this? Oh my God. And it is funny. I love watching him squirm because he deserves it.
But so you do think it is drugs?
I think that it's a combination of all of what I just said. And I think that drugs do certainly play a part in it. And
well, but that's the damning thing. If a guy's just stressed out, okay, fine, whatever. But if this guy who is massively like integral to government, our space program, our satellite program, all these things, and he's just like
tweaking.
Yeah, then that's a bigger issue. And
huge.
we've played so many different clips from this guy, and we've just been talking about how like what a weirdo he is. And there's a bit of me that's like, maybe he's just fucking geeked out.
Well, because I mean, they reference in that article the CPAC when he was at CPAC.
Yes,
and
dude,
he's
like,
wearing sunglasses and
going
just kind
around
of.
With this
well, it's not even the chainsaw. It's when he's actually sitting down and mic'd up, and he's incoherent and he's mumbling and he's fucked up. And yeah, there's a very valid. That's what's annoying is they've flooded the zone. It goes back to flooding the zone where everybody is constantly having to deal with all of the shit that they say and do to the point when there are very real concerns to be had. It's so easy for Elon Musk to turn to the New York Times and say, "Oh, you mean you're the ones who were pushing this fucking Russiagate hoax?" It's like, yeah, sure, whatever. But at the same time, there's a valid argument to be made against you having such high security clearances, being the head of major corporations that are integral to United States, the government, our national security, and you're fucking jacked out of your mind.
Right.
Because you're so stressed with all the shit. Well, then fucking stop, dude.
He's definitely stressed. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes you read those articles and just like the list, I'm like, I'd kill myself if I like.
Yeah, man.
I just would be like,
All your ex-wives hate you.
forget this, man.
He apparently offered Ashley St. Clair like $15 million plus $100,000 per month until her kid turns 21, which I did the math on. That's like another $20 million. She opted not to take it if those allegations are true. She's like, dude, just fucking take that money. Right off into the sunset. Enjoy yourself.
$100,000 a month is so sick.
That'd be, yeah, plus 15 million up front. I'd be like, all right, yeah, I'm not telling anybody it's your baby. But then I absolutely, oh God.
But then you got to deal with that guy.
Yeah, then you got to deal with that guy.
Did you watch the new that new HBO show Mountainhead or not?
No, not yet. I can't wait to. Fountainhead, Mountainhead. Oh, I can't wait to watch it.
Then I won't say anything.
Oh God, that one of them is an Elon Musk character, huh?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. The one guy is supposed to be him.
Mountainhead. Oh, I can't wait to watch that.
I guess we'll talk about it when you've watched it.
Yeah, I can't wait. How are the reviews going on that? Rotten Tomatoes. He's hitting 79%, 5.5 out of 10 on. Well, I mean that's just the.
Damn! Look at the popcorn meter.
Whoa! What the fuck? That sucks.
I'll tell you what. I'm with the popcorn meter.
Really? So you're not a huge fan of it?
I'll tell you when you've seen it.
Is it a television show or
no?
Is it
it's like a 2-hour movie.
Oh, okay, great. Well, folks, let us know in the comments what you think, and we are going to be in the bonus episode talking all kinds of shit. Oh, and also fucking Trump came out with a Trump wallet because nothing matters anymore. Let's go to the website real fast. Trump wallet. Join the waiting list. It is the official Trump crypto wallet where you can go. What a fucking joke, man. Just what a joke.
I think it's cool.
If all these Palmer Luckies, you really want to defend the country, why don't you talk to your boy? Talk to your boy and tell him to stop with this kind of bullshit that's just such a farce. God damn. All right.
I think it's the best way to hold crypto personally, and I'll be moving all my holdings over.
Right. Well, we're going to be talking about Denver. We're going to be talking about unks in China, the cheese roll guy, Bigfoot vlogs, Taylor Swift, Magnus Carlsen, and all kinds of other fun stuff. Join us, benandemilshow.com.
Bye.
Coming up on this week's episode of benandemilshow.com.
These guys are also like always outing themselves as problematic.
I wouldn't even say problematic, just probably like too much.
I guarantee this guy harasses women.
I don't know about that. I think he's just like, I'm a romantic.
I know,
romantic.
but-
and
and
it's
they
like,
take
all
it
right,
to-
but there's a fine line between being a romantic and being
like following
too much.
women home.
Or I would just say being too much in the
They're like-
relationship, expecting too much and being like, oh, was I too much for you? Did I love you too hard when I turned in there and it turned in the card and the being and the But now they are looking back. They're unks. They're clearly unks. And this tweet,
I'm not sure I know what an unk is.
they are those guys. Those guys are unks. That's it.
Because they got jacked off on stage?
Because they're just guys of a certain time who are now in their 40s and 50s. Even
Why?
at the time. Because they were still old. Those guys look like they were in their 30s.
That's our age.
I know. We are unks to some people.
What is an unk?
I just gave it to
No,
you.
I know, but how are we unks? Gay men hear it from black women? And then
Where are
once-
you in the pipeline getting that? Gay men? Are you asking or are you telling me?
I'm trying to figure it out. I think gay
It's-
men get it from black women somehow.
It's
and then
black
once
Twitter.
gay men have it, it somehow gets popularized as...
That's a good guess. But I don't think gay men are using unk. It's black Twitter.
Once the gay men have got it, I know I'm like a few months away from
I can
hearing
tell you
it.
exactly the pipeline. Starts on black Twitter, like on Fleek, black Twitter.
Oh, sure. All of them.
And then it filters its way through Reddit or through TikTok or through just getting co-opted by a meme account on Twitter or
by
Instagram
gay
or
gentlemen
something.
on Twitter.
By gay gentlemen on Twitter, sure.